So here's 2.7, and this probably looks just a little bit more complicated to you, but that's okay because we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the work, and I'm going to show you how to cheat on this one. So let's just take a quick tour of this one. We basically have a rectangle that is 85 millimeters wide and 100 millimeters tall. We've got this chomp out right here, which is 21 millimeters. We have this radius right here, which is 10 millimeters, which means this line right here and this line right here are how far apart? That's right, 20. We've got some circles that are located 15 by 15 millimeters. There's one here, and they have a diameter of 12, a radius of 6. We have some quarter circles here with a radius of 15, and then we have these 20 by 20 notches. Now, here's where the magic is. Just keep this in mind right now. Here it tells us that this object is symmetrical about this center line. In other words, the top half is exactly the same as the bottom half, and that's where the cheating is going to come in. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to jump into SketchUp here. I'm going to create a new metric drawing, and then I'm going to insert that JPEG image from my computer. There it is right there, 2.7 JPEG. So I'll go ahead and insert it as an image, and I'm just going to stick it on the ground. I forgot to go to the top view, but that's okay. We can do that now. So we'll go to the top view here. I'll hit my space bar and circle that lady and delete her. And then I need to resize this. So this part right here is 85 millimeters. So I'm going to take my tape measure tool and just click from about there to there, and right now it's over 1,000 millimeters. So I just type in 85, hit enter. It asks me if I want to resize the model, and that's why I did it. I mean, what a stupid question, right? So we'll come into here, I'll select it, type in M for move, and just kind of drag it right over there. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to need a rectangle 85 by 100. So type in R for rectangle, and I'll zoom out just a little bit here. Click and type in 85, 100. And oops, that's nope, that's going the right way. Now, if it was going the wrong way, I could type in, without clicking on anything, I could retype the numbers, but just reverse the order and make it 100, 85, or I could just delete it and put it in again. So type my space bar to get back to my arrow or select tool. Click on this, type in M to move, click anywhere, and I'll just kind of snug it over like that so that I can see what I'm doing. And then press Shift Z to do zoom extents. Hide that, and now let's go ahead and put in some geometry. So let's focus on this little box right here, which is over 35 millimeters, and they are 20 by 20. So T for tape measure. I'll just pull over here, type in 35, hit enter, and then I'll click on this again and pull over and type in 20 and hit enter, and then I'll grab this line right here and type in 20 and hit enter, and then using my line tool by pressing L, looks like a pencil but it draws straight lines, I'll click right here, E for erase, and boom, we've got the first part done. Now let's work on this hole right here. This hole is centered 15 by 15, so let's go ahead and I think I can delete these guidelines right now. I'll go ahead and erase them. So T for tape measure, I'll pull over, but I accidentally left clicked and it came in at 8100 square millimeters, but that's okay. So I'm just going to type in 15 and hit enter. See how friendly SketchUp is? I'm going to pull down here, and SketchUp reads my mind and says, oh yeah, you probably want to go 15 again. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now these circles right here, if we look down here, they have a diameter of 12, which is a radius of 6. So C for circle. I'll pull out and just type in 6 and hit enter. And now I need to make an arc up here the radius of which is 15 millimeters. So I'll click on my arc tool, and we've got several to choose from here, so you're going to want this top one here. I click here, I come up to here, I sweep down like so until I get to that intersection. It tells me I have a quarter circle, and I click, tap on my space bar, and I'll select that line segment and delete it, and select that and delete it as well. Now you can use the erase tool. I mean, that would be fine as well. While I'm at it, I'm going to select that circle, and I'm going to hit delete. Now I need this line right here, which represents the top half and the bottom half. So this piece right here is 100 millimeters wide, so that means I need to come down 50. However, there's an easier way to do that. So I'll just type in T for tape measure, maybe just click up about on that edge, and I could pull down and type in 50, or I can just mouse over here to the midpoint. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So now I forgot to draw this arc right here, although it could be done at any time. So I've got this line right here, which is down from the top 15 millimeters. So I'll type in T for tape measure. I'll just go ahead and click on a point here, pull across, type in 15, hit enter, and then click on the same arc tool, click right there, come up 15, sweep down, click on that intersection, E for erase, and we're starting to look pretty good here. So at this point I need to take and make an arc here to munch this out. So that has a radius of 21 millimeters. So again, I'm going to click on my arc tool. Here's my center right here. I'm going to pull up along the green axis and type in 21 and hit enter. And then without clicking, I'm just going to mouse down like this. And then use my erase tool to erase that line. So what else do we need to do? Well, we've got this circle right here, and I'm saying to myself right now as I'm looking at this, you know what? I goofed up this drawing, so I will update it for you. But this radius right here is 25 millimeters from this edge right here. So I will have a corrected drawing for you, but I'm just going to go ahead and type in T for tape measure and pull across here. It doesn't matter how much, because when I let go of the left mouse button, I can just type in 25 and hit enter. And then I'm going to zoom in here so you can see a little bit better. Click on my arc tool. The radius is 10, so click. I'm going to pull up, type in 10, hit enter, and then sweep down around like this and click. And then all I need to do is type in L for the line tool and go from this endpoint across to this edge, hit escape, start a new line that goes across here like this, hit escape, and then E for erase, and there's that part right there. So again, this center point right here is 25 millimeters from this vertical edge line right here. So if you want to, you can just go ahead and follow what I did on the top down on the bottom, but here's what we're going to do to cheat and at the same time learn something new. So I'm going to go ahead, hit my space bar. When I select this, I've got an entire face, so I'm going to go ahead and type in L for line and draw across like that, and you'll see that I've got a bottom face and a top face. So I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to draw a selection box like this, right to left, to select all that geometry, and I'm going to delete it. Then I'm going to draw a selection rectangle here, like so, to select that geometry, or I'll just go ahead and click outside here. I can just go ahead and double click and it'll select all of that. Type in M for move. Now that it's selected, click, and then type in my option key to make a copy. And I'm just going to pull down like this. Put it down here somewhere. Now here's where the magic happens. Obviously, I can't, this is not a symmetrical reflection of what's above. But if I type in S for scale, I get these cool green grips. And there's lots of ways I can scale it, but I just want to go ahead and grab this bottom grip and pull up like this. And I'm just going to let go. And whenever you want to mirror something, the number that you type in is -1. Just like that. So now I can type in M for move. Everything's still selected. Click here. Come up to here. I'm going to select outside. I'm going to select this line segment right here. There we go. And I'm going to delete it. And my drawing is done. So now let's go ahead and add some dimensions. I'm just going to take this for right now and hide it because I don't need it anymore. Shift Z gives me a zoom extents. And I'm going to come into my dimension tool. And let's see here. I need to zoom out just a little bit. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to use my select tool to come up with my center marks. So there's the center. There's the center. And I could click on this circle here. It has the same center as that outside arc. Click on this one. And finally, the last one is this one right here. And so that's looking pretty good. So let's just go ahead and now just start to add some dimensions. So I'll click on this arc and I'll pull out here. So that has a radius of 21, which is correct. And then I'll grab this arc here, which has a radius of 15. And I'll grab this circle right up here, which has a radius of 12. And then this arc right here, which has a radius of 10. So in other words, this line segment up here and this line segment down here, they are 20 millimeters apart, but I do not need to add that dimension because this radius of 10 tells me that from this part of the half circle to this part of the half circle has a radius of 10 or a diameter of 20. So that would be redundant. That would just be extra information that we don't need. And click on this line right here and pull up and say that that's 20, and then I can go from this point, say down to this point, and pull up, and that's 35. And let's see, oh, I need to specify that depth right there, so I'll click right there and pull out and say that that's 20. And so I've got my two circles, I've got this notch right here. Oh yeah, that 25 millimeters, right? So I need to click here and click here, and there we go. We'll pull up and we'll say that that's 25 millimeters. So I'll go ahead and go from here down to here and pull out and say that that's 100 millimeters. And then I can say, like, from this point to that point there should be 85 millimeters. And then I think the last thing we need to do is add that annotation or that note about how the top half is symmetrical with the bottom half. So we'll come into our dimension tool here, and we've got this little tool here, which is called the text tool. And so our cursor's looking for a spot to attach the leader to, and so I'll just go ahead and click right there, and then it asks us to enter the text. So I'll go ahead and type that in, and then to finish it off I'll just go ahead and click outside. So you may notice that there's an arrowhead right here. If you want to go ahead and change that, you can right click and choose to make it a dot. But the important thing is that you have that information there, and using the text tool is how you go ahead and do that.